Now, do you want me to count tip or no tip?
No, do the whole smash.
With tip, it cost me $85.
What is a bigger fleece, the airport or sports stadiums?
Ooh, I gotta think airport, man.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a good point by you because either way, you're a captive audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to eat at either of those places, it's not like you could be like, no, I'm just gonna go somewhere else. Like you're kind of stuck. So the shrimp Caesar salad cost me $23.50. The calamari cost me $19.75. So we're talking $20 for an appetizer.
Insane.
And then the Tito's martini was 20 and some change. So right there, you're 20, 40, 60 plus tax, 71.31 for the total bill. Add 20% for gratuity. And my dinner at O'Hare Airport yesterday cost me $85. Now, I know what some of y'all are thinking. Some of y'all travel for work and you're thinking, well, what's the big deal? You get a per diem. Can't you just expense it? I can. But my per diem
Yeah.
for the whole day when I travel for ESPN is $65.
Yeah, sounds like they need to bump up the inflation rate a little bit. But you know what I noticed? I've gone to 2 sub shops this week, and not our good friends at Cousins, 2 different ones. And I've noticed shrinkflation. Joshy?
Yes, Chewy?
I mean, I know you brought it up, a couple weeks ago? But I really noticed it now. And I know one of the places just got bought out for $5 billion, so they have to make up a little bit of change. But
A little coinage.
I mean, you cannot buy. I used to be able to go into a sub shop and just buy the medium sub. Right? That was enough. But the medium sub is creeping on small.
So now you got to buy the big sub.
Yeah.
You got to buy the giant sub.
Buy the big one
large
for
or whatever it is.
$20. I'm like,
Do you think you're only noticing it because Joshy mentioned it a few weeks ago?
it probably helped, but I mean, it is noticeable. I mean, they do a good job at hiding it. Like if you went there for the first time, you'd have no idea. But I've been going to these 2 because I go down in Florida to them because there's no Cousins down there. Obviously, I prefer Cousins. But I don't know if it's up here that I've noticed it, but it's, I mean, ridiculous. And the sub was still, it was like 3/4 of what a medium used to be, and it's still $15.
All right, so hold on. You just said they do a good job of hiding it.
Yes.
And it's noticeable. In the same breath, which is it? Is it noticeable, or do they do a good job of hiding it?
Well, you know how I measure? My hands. You know? I mean, if they shrunk a football, I would know.
Sure, but I assume that you've held more footballs in your hands than subs over the course of the career.
I'm big on subs. I love my subs. But I guess this is just what we have to deal with now.
This is what we deal with. Everything's just getting smaller. Cookies are getting smaller.
How much
Sandwiches
was
are
the
getting
martini,
smaller.
did you say?
$20.
That's probably the best value.
Is that reasonable? Is it reasonable to sit down at an airport and spend $85 on dinner? And I don't think this was that egregious. An appetizer, a salad. Now, you could argue, well, you didn't have to add the shrimp, but I like shrimp, so threw it on there. I think the shrimp was like an additional $7, maybe $9. And then the martini. If you take the martini away, it's still a $50 meal.
See, me and Ange, we don't go bougie anymore. I cannot sit there and spend $350 on a meal for just me and Ange. You know? So we now, when we go out to dinner, not so much here, but in Florida because there's, a lot more restaurants down there, we're all about value. You know?
What if it's really good, though, Chew? Like, what if it's one of these, like, what are they, Joshy, like Beard restaurants or 5-star restaurants?
James
or whatever
Beard or Michelin star?
I tell you
what if
what,
it's
I
one of
went to
those?
one. There's one out here. And there's not another one like it. And it was excellent. It was very, very good. Service was awesome. Food was great. For 4 of us. With just one bottle of wine, it was pushing $1,000.
Whoa.
I'm like, I gave it to Mike Sherman. I'm out.
Dial it back.
I mean, that's not even.
So I think there's two interesting things going on here because, one, the airport is the classic captive audience, like you said, Jen, where, is it stadiums or, other places where they know you're going to get stuff there so they can charge whatever they want. And then there's just the standard things are more expensive now based on inflation and what I would argue is most often corporate greed, which would then play into the shrinkflation of all things where, well, we can get a little more out of this if we just make it a little bit smaller, down the portions. You said you had a shrimp Caesar. Maybe we take one shrimp off of there. That may over 10 of them gets us how many more salads if we do this, over the course of a year.
I think that's a really good point because I actually thought about this as I was pulling the tails off my shrimp and throwing them off to the side. How many shrimp do you think I got in a Caesar salad that cost me, what was it again, $20? $23. How many shrimp do you think came in that?
I'm at 4.
5. Split the difference.
Okay.
And I found the fifth one, too, because I thought initially it was 4. And I was like, what a bunch of scammers. And then I found the other one tucked under some lettuce. I was like, okay, 5 is better than 4. We're good. The shrimp Caesar salad was $23.50. The martini was $20 and change. The calamari was $19.75. So basically $20 for the martini, $20 for the calamari, and $23 for the shrimp Caesar. But Joshy, you said you take issue with my order as a whole. You think this was a wild order for me to nab at the airport?
Yeah, the calamari appetizer at the airport to me seemed a little wild.
I don't think I'm doing that. No. Mozzarella sticks.
Yes.
Maybe some wings.
Chicken wings.
Calamari. No.
Wait, what's your concern with calamari?
It
Probably pressed cod.
It feels like it would have to exchange a lot of hands, go through a lot of hallways, go through a lot of places where a calamari, I want to be, at least, and even if it's just the Milwaukee River or Lake Michigan, I want to be able to see water with my calamari.
Yeah, okay. It was very good. I will give you the review on it. The calamari was very good. Caesar salad, it was fine. It was not worth the $23, that's for sure. I want to put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll this morning. Does $85 for dinner at the airport seem obscene? Is that ridiculous? Is that outrageous? Whatever adjective you want to use. Because I got to be honest, I walked away going, man, next time I'm just going to swing through one of those little Hudson News stops and grab some peanuts. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's very difficult, Chew, to eat healthy, to eat well when you're traveling. Right? I don't want to zip through a drive-through. I told you I landed at 10 o'clock, so it's not like there was anything open when I landed anyway. So it's important to, make good choices when I'm traveling so I don't feel lousy. I was already going to be sleeping in a hotel bed. I already, count for that to be a little bit dicey, for that to affect my health and well-being. So here's me trying to eat healthy, eat well, and it cost me $85 at the airport. I know that's what every time I say it out loud, I'm like, this is bananas. Yes. $85.
Especially when Midwest Express was only, 20 years ago? Little over 20.
You know what, Chew? That's a great point by you. Yeah. I could fly somewhere for $85 on some of these discount airlines. Yeah. I could get to, some of them are even round trip. On Spirit Air, you can get to Florida for $99. My dad used to travel from O'Hare to LaGuardia, $99 round trip when he would come visit us in Connecticut. It is wild that it cost me $85 to have a decent, well-rounded dinner at the airport last night.
Joshy, are you too young to remember Midwest Express?
No, I think my first plane ride and the first couple were Midwest Express. I know we went to Disney. I remember the cookie.
Yeah.
I remember the leather seats.
And the wine.
Yeah. Well, as we know now, that was too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
The profit margins weren't big enough because they were making it appealable. They were making it desirable for the customers to be there. Now it's just cattle onto a plane, make the seats as small and close as possible. How many people can we get in and out?
Is food the worst gouge? Because clothes don't feel like gougey. You know? If you look around, you can still find deals.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
But I think that's the point that we're making, Chew, is that for clothes, I can choose to go high end or I can choose to go economical, right? Like I got options. At the airport, you're very limited.
Yeah.
You can either sit down at the Chili's to go, you could sit down at the restaurant that I did, which was, bar, watch a little sports as you're sitting there, or you can zip through one of the convenience stores where you can also buy your headphones, which I had to do because I forgot mine at home, and grab a couple of snacks that maybe you can cobble together a meal. But even I didn't look at the Chili's to go menu. I'm guessing that it was probably comparable. I'm guessing it was still as expensive to get an appetizer, a main course, and a beverage.
But
I'm guessing it was similar.
It's crazy because every time we go somewhere, like our friends in St. Louis or that have kids, right? We always like to bring something. So a lot of times we'll bring, sometimes it's the parent drink Wisconsinably shirts. Those are reasonable. They're not gouged, right? You can get a T-shirt at the airport for a pretty good price, or a Packers shirt, or food is just like has become ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of times just like the difference in economics on it and where the food is coming from and the storage of it, the perishable nature. Like,
So you're saying it's justified?
no, I'm saying there's added economic factors that make food more expensive than, say a T-shirt.
Okay.
Because a lot of like the clothes that are getting made overseas very cheaply, and the most it has to do is be shipped. And oftentimes, to store a T-shirt is a lot more cost effective than storing calamari because there is a shelf life to it.
What would you have done, Joshy? You sat down at the restaurant, you take a look at the menu. What would you have done?
Drank my dinner.
Yeah. I
Right?
I probably, and I mean, I've done this quite a few times where I go to like a Hudson News, get trail mix, and then just say, this is what I got. It's going to get me through, and I'll wake up tomorrow and deal with it. I so rarely buy meals. The only time I've done it really is when we had like a multi-hour layover, just because I'm like, I don't want to spend nearly $100 to have food that's probably not going to be that good.
Yeah. No.
Reaction rolling in on the YouTube stream this morning. Chris says airports are the worst. Traveled for work a few years back with a coworker at Mitchell. We all had a personal pizza and one beer. It was $120 on the company, but that's still nuts. And John echoing the sentiment that you guys did, which is calamari at the airport is like gas station sushi. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We're all warmed up. We're all stretched out. We've got Jason Wilde this morning. We've got Craig Karmazin this morning. We also have Week in Rechew. Very much looking forward to that activity. Stick around. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got an accident on northbound 41, just about at Mayfair Road, off on the right shoulder, so watch out for that. Delays beyond that, all the way up to Capitol Drive. On the southbound side, couple pockets, one right south of Silver Spring, another one just south of Capitol Drive. Overall, we're looking okay as far as delays are concerned, but those roads may still be wet. They may make for some slick conditions. Please look ahead, make sure you have good enough braking distance, and make sure you have your headlights on. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, warm and humid. Afternoon thunderstorms are likely with a high of 83. Tonight, chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy with a low of 70. Tee off at Lake Lawn Resort's Majestic Oaks Golf Course. 18 holes lakeside in Delavan. Whether you're a pro or just starting, it's the perfect course. Book your tee time today at lakelawnresort.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S. And they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit LakelandSupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One Collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One Collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One Collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you,
Visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong wind and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $250 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit ComfortAwnings.com.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Ready, down, hunt. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project this year? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com. Also brought to you by Lakeland Supply. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com.
Jason Wilde, I trust you had a good day yesterday at the Pella Experience in Brookfield. It was nice to see you for a few moments. How you doing today?
I'm amazing, and yes, yesterday was super fun, and we did not get to sit in the Jen and Chewy chairs, though. We sat in a different location in the expansive Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Experience Center.
Oh, man, people were big fans of those chairs.
Yeah,
the number of texts and tweets that we got from people who wanted to come over to the Pella Experience in Brookfield and steal them was slightly alarming, if I'm being honest, Jason. So glad that you had a good time. We had a good time. And hopefully Pella got a lot of well-deserved attention for what they do. Let's talk about the list. I love that you're doing this list. It obviously evokes conversation, which is part of the exercise. Where are we at now on the list? I believe the last time we chatted with you, Carrington Valentine was the most important player. Was that 11th? Where are we at today?
Yes, number 10 today, and for those like Josh who think I'm skirting some of the rules, which I didn't even know there were rules.
Wait, isn't it your list? You make the rules.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer.
The top 20 list of 30 players.
Exactly.
Josh is like, numbers are the rules, Jed.
Number 10 is, or I guess, should I say are, Rasheed Walker and Jordan Morgan. Because whoever wins the job is the most important, and whoever loses the job is going to be the backup, or I suppose, and I don't address this in the piece, but if I'm Rasheed Walker and they decide to give away my starting job after I've started 35 games for them and saved their asses in 2023 when Bakhtiari only played the first game, I'm probably going to ask for a trade. Whether I get it or not, I don't know, but I'm really curious to see how this plays out. And, obviously when you're drafted in the first round, Chewy, you know this, being a sixth-round pick, they feel compelled to give you opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, Jordan Morgan had this shoulder injury that plagued him all year. I didn't think he played particularly well in the one game he did start, and they're going to give him a chance. They have to figure out a place to start him. And if Rasheed Walker, who really kind of gave him the Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks knockout last year in training camp, I mean, he never challenged him for the starting job. It was Rasheed Walker from wire to wire. And then they ended up working Jordan Morgan at right guard, which maybe they do that. And maybe Sean Ryan, who I thought answered the bell every time they asked him to last year, even when the head coach came out and basically said, yeah, he's out of shape. That's why he's sharing time. What I loved about Sean Ryan was like, yeah, he's right. I am. I got to get in better shape. And he did, and held on to his job. So I'm super curious to see how this offensive line shakes out, but we all know whether it's Ken Rutgers or Bruce Wilkerson or, briefly for your team, John Michaels, the left tackle matters. And if he's not good enough, your quarterback's going to have a tough time. And so we'll see if which of these two guys wins that job. But it is clearly an important job on this team.
I nothing against Jordan Morgan, Jason, but I hope Rasheed Walker gets it. I love players that they crap all over and then they rise to the top. What don't they like about him? Well, I just don't get it. He's a good player. He's not great. He's not Clifton. He's not Bakhtiari, but he's good, and it's a guy you don't have to pay $30 million to.
Yeah, I mean, other than I love guys that they crap all over, I couldn't agree with everything you said more. I just would choose different words there. You're exactly right. Chewy, I don't get it. And look, I want to be clear. I understand that the NFL is all about competition. I get it. But the dude has started 35 games for you. This is not, remember in 2005, they drafted a kid out of Michigan State named Will Whitaker, and they started him as a 7th-round pick as a rookie at guard all season long. And, he wasn't very good. That team wasn't very good. And they got through the season. Tausch likes to call that the best 4-12 team in NFL history. But it was clear that he was not a long-term solution. And the following draft, they took Tony Mall, Darren College, and Jason Spitz, all in the first 5 rounds. And so I think Rasheed Walker, who, by the way, is a 7th-round pick, but had he not gotten hurt late in his career at Penn State, he would not have been a 7th-round pick. He's more talented than your typical 7th-round pick, right? I mean, you were a 6th-round pick. Tausch was a 7th-round pick. Tausch was talented, but most teams didn't have a book on him because he only was a 1-year starter. And so I agree. And frankly, if I'm them, doesn't it also help me if Rasheed Walker is the starter and plays well enough to go get paid by someone else, and then I get a compensatory pick and probably a pretty high one because left tackles, he's not going to break the bank, obviously, but he's going to get a pretty darn good contract if he plays the same level. He could start at left tackle for a lot of teams in this league, including the Packers. So, yeah, I don't get it either. I totally agree with you, but again, you got to find, if you drafted a guy in the first round, you got to find a place for him. And right now, there's no clear-cut place where he is the guy who deserves the starting job. That's why we're going to see what happens in training camp and in the preseason.
Jason Wilde hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. There's a lot of stuff that comes out this time of year as we all anxiously await training camp starting up, and there's a lot of grades. So we've got the Sports Illustrated grades, which are going position by position in the NFC North right now. I got to be honest, checking those out, I don't really have an issue with any of them. I think they're all pretty accurate. I think they're all pretty fair. You know, things like Josh Jacobs behind Jahmyr Gibbs, et cetera, et cetera. But there are also Pro Football Focus that is putting out defensive grades for the Green Bay Packers. And I guess it brings up the question, Jason, how good do you expect this defense to be this year? Because Chewy and I talk an awful lot about we think the defensive line is not good enough. We have questions about the cornerbacks. Obviously, Edgerrin Cooper helps us feel a little more confident with the linebackers and sort of the middle of that defense. But is this a average defense? Like, when we're setting expectations for what we think this defense can be, where are you setting them this year?
I'm setting them really high, but they are contingent on guys that have – it's incredible to me how much of this team's success or failure – and again, I love to use Chewy's team. Like, everybody and their brother knew that your 96 team was really, really, really good, right? There was nobody thinking, oh, boy, that tight end, if he could just elevate his game a little bit, these guys could be good, right? I mean, That's the truth. And I look at this team, and you just mentioned it. Is Rashawn Gary going to be the guy they paid $96 million to? I mean, he's a decent player. He plays the run okay. He generates pressure on occasion. But is he an elite pass rusher? No. Is Lucas Van Ness, who played last season with a broken thumb, going to be a productive pass rusher in his third NFL season after being the 13th overall pick and only playing 2 years at Iowa? I don't know. We've seen some flashes from him, but certainly not any consistently high level of play. Is Kenny Clark going to bounce back after a down year? Is Devontae Wyatt, who flashed in the first 4 games and then hurt his ankle and was MIA for most of the rest of the season, going to be a disruptive player as a former first-round pick who got the fifth-year option? That's just the defensive line. I just went through 4 guys that I think all have legitimate questions. Then you get to the linebacker group. I agree with what you said, Jen, about Edgerrin Cooper. He does have to become more consistent and more reliable in terms of his assignments, but he seems to have some special qualities that you're really excited about. Is Quay Walker going to play like the guy he was for the 3 games before he injured his ankle in Seattle? Or is he going to be the guy that was up and down and got kicked out of games and just was an inconsistent player who they didn't feel with an elevated fifth-year option number because of outside linebacker edge rushers didn't deserve a fifth-year option? You know, are these 3 corners that they are touting as all being starting caliber going to be good enough? And what happens if one of them gets hurt? Are one of these guys that has 0 NFL experience going to be able to step in the way Tramon Williams did on the 07 team? So that's a hell of a lot of questions for a group that finished 5th in total defense and 6th in scoring defense last year. So I don't know. And then we've done the exercise. I won't do it again because I know we only have so much time, but there's a heck of a lot of guys on the offensive side of the ball that I can do the same exercise with. So this is a really interesting team because if all these guys that have shown flashes but have not shown consistent high level of play somehow all kind of come together at the same time, they got a really freaking good football team on their hands.
Jason,
but if those guys don't make enough jumps, Chewy, they're a 10-7 team that punches out in the first round, and then we're really having some interesting conversations about the future.
Jason, there's a lot of talk on these young linebackers, Walker and Cooper, but how big of a loss do you think Campanelli will be?
Yeah, I don't know Sean Duggan other than the one time we talked to him, and it is the good news, if you're a Packers fan, is that he was in that room all last year. All those guys are familiar with him. He's familiar with them. And I don't want to say this is bad news because Lord knows you played for plenty of coaches over your career. Andy Reid was not the most colorful character like Campanile was.
Mm-hmm.
But Sean Duggan is definitely not Anthony Campanile. I mean, he does not have that same fiery personality. And so does that matter? I would argue that as long as a coach works on your fundamentals and gives you the information you need to be in the right place when you're supposed to be there, his personality is not the most important thing. But that's an extremely fair question. The other thing about Sean Duggan that I think is worth noting is that he's been with Jeff Hafley dating back to 4 years at BC.
Mm-hmm.
So he certainly knows the system in and out. He knows exactly what Hafley wants from those linebackers, so that's a good thing as well.
Jason, we appreciate you hanging out with us today. Have a great weekend, sir. We will talk to you again next week.
All right, everybody, take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. You can, of course, hear him on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. And, of course, we aggregate, we compile, we take all of Jason's wisdom, and we put it on the new ESPN Wisconsin app so you can find it wherever, whenever, Shakira. Let's talk to Craig Karmazin right after this on Jen,
Craig's
Gabe, and Chewy.
going to be joining us in the second segment of the 8 a.m. hour.
Craig
in
with
studio.
an audible. Craig with a little, what do you call that? Plot twist? No. What do you call that, Joshy?
I don't know what you're looking for. I thought plot twist.
Sleeping in. That's what I'd call it.
Let's go with Chewy's. That works. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, still dealing with an accident on northbound 41 right at Mayfair Road. It is off on the right shoulder. Beyond that, more delays continue pretty much all the way up to Capitol Drive, so give yourself that extra time. We've also got on 41 southbound right about at Main Street, left shoulder's blocked with a broken down vehicle there. More delays then from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. Rest of the system so far looking okay. We have a new accident on 4394 southbound just past Howard Avenue, right in the Plainfield curve. Left lane is blocked with this crash. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Garden. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden this summer. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly cloudy, warm and humid. Afternoon thunderstorms are likely with a high of 83. Tonight, chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy with a low of 70. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5
They're not here to
ESPN.
meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow-up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee's Theater District. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, artist in residence, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
Wrap up the first half of the season with the Brewers as they take on the Nationals July 11th through the 13th. Kick the weekend off with the Crew's annual celebration of black culture at the Negro Leagues tribute game on Friday the 11th. Then, your next can't-miss giveaway arrives on Saturday the 12th when the first 25,000 fans will get a 90s throwback jersey presented by CBS 58. Grab your seats at Brewers.com.
You know what's great? Your contracting business is getting bigger. Here's the thing. The bigger your business, the bigger your pile of day-to-day tasks. Invoices, inventory, accounting. As you keep growing, so does the list. Service Titan is here to bring that list of tasks down to size. Our all-in-one solution for the trades makes managing your business needs, all of them, easier and faster than ever before. Learn how Service Titan can help manage the day-to-day of your business. Visit servicetitan.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
How much will Angie let you grow a beard?
I would say for 3 months I have to keep a beard if I lose.
Okay, and Angie would allow you to have a beard for 3 months.
She doesn't run my life. Drop that.
Yeah.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Every once in a while, I get a very, very deliberate reminder of just how unhip I am now. How I just don't know the cool stuff, the things that the kids are talking about, Shu. I imagine you are in the same boat as me, but you probably care less than I do, which is freeing in some way. So yesterday, there were clips circulating of our guy, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And he was... He was on a stream, which I'm familiar with the stream concept, right? We stream our show. I understand how that works. But when people were talking about speed, I was like, what the hell is speed? I don't know what speed is. I mean, I know the drug back in the day, speed, but speed apparently is a streamer. He has a very, very, very successful, I believe the number I saw was like 37 million on Instagram alone, people who follow this streamer. Speed, and then I watched some of his videos. I was like, all right, he's kind of entertaining. But our guy Giannis was on his show, and he had this to say about his future. Take a listen.
LA, the tax is bad. New York, tax is bad.
Yeah.
Hell no.
A lot of people tried to convince me to go and play there and stuff.
Oh, no. No. So you staying in Milwaukee?
Probably. We'll see. Probably. I love Milwaukee.
Chewy, I hate it. I hate it because, one, I don't know who the streamer is, so I immediately was like, I'm so out of the loop, right? So that I had to confront that reality first and foremost. And then I hated that he was asked point blank, so you're staying in Milwaukee, and Giannis says, probably. You know what probably is? Probably is what I say to my kids when I don't really want to do something, and I haven't made up a decision yet, but probably, maybe, possibly, right? All of those variations. Is Giannis still trying to leverage something? Is he still trying to use his power, use his influence, use his platform to force the Bucks to do more? Is that what probably is? Because that's how I read it.
No, I think he likes the spotlight. That's what I think. I think he just likes it. You know? He's kind of the guy. He's the hot thing this offseason. Probably the most talked about. In NBA circles, and I think he kind of likes it, which is fine. You know, it's what I equate it to is, I'll go back to my fourth year in the league where I hit it right. I mean, I sucked until my fourth year, and then made the Pro Bowl and was a free agent. You don't really want to leave. I had no intentions of leaving, but it's nice to be wanted. You know? I mean, it would be nice. Let's go to Pittsburgh and see what that's like and just have people fawn all over you. I think there's a little bit of that. And I don't have a problem with it whatsoever because I'm still at 99%. So that doesn't bother me because it is kind of fun, you know? But he has no intentions of leaving.
Yeah, and I agree with that. That's where I come down on this as well. I don't think he really is going to leave, wants to leave. But when you're asked point blank, unless he still hasn't made a definitive decision, this whole thing to me is like, just end the drama already. End the speculation already. End the conversation. To your point, maybe he does enjoy the inquiries. Maybe he does enjoy being on the receiving end of, hey, come be on my 37 million follower stream. Like, that's kind of flattering, if I'm being honest. But I didn't like probably will see I love Milwaukee. I just want him to say yes. You know, I obviously want to compete for championships. The team has made the moves that I think put us in that position. I'm excited about the upcoming season. You know, because to me, this feels like that response sort of allows it to drag on a little bit more. Joshy, where do you stand on this? Did you read it like I did, or did you think he was mostly giving his commitment to Milwaukee?
I thought, and confirming my priors here, but it means to me that he was closer to leaving, and what John Horst and company were able to do with waiving and stretching and then acquiring Miles Turner and bringing some of those guys in or back, that pushed him over the edge of, yeah, I should probably stay here. This is probably the best spot for me for now. To me, it makes it seem like this was a real maybe or maybe not returning to Milwaukee. I do think he inevitably will be back, but I think it's closer than ever, and it's a constant battle for John Horst to figure out how they're going to keep this team competitive to keep Giannis in Milwaukee.
Yeah, would it be fair to... Oh, go ahead,
next year's the big year, though, right? Because then he's eligible for the extension, right?
I mean, every year is a big year with Giannis because contracts only matter so much in the NBA. Like, yeah, you have him and he can force his way out or demand a trade, but any sort of extension, and he'll probably try and seek it from the Bucks because that's where you get the most money, is staying where you originally were. But to me, it doesn't matter a lot to these guys what their contracts say. They want to be
especially a guy of Giannis's caliber,
correct,
right? Especially a guy that's at that level.
Yeah,
like you said, if he were to walk into their office and say, I want a trade, that sort of makes everything else null and void. Here's what I'm wondering, guys. Should I interpret, as a Bucks fan, probably will see I love Milwaukee as we're close, you're getting warmer, John Horst and company, but we're not there yet. Is this Giannis still saying, you got to go out and make that move for a one? You got to go out and make that move for a point guard. You got to go out and make that move for whatever Giannis thinks that they need. Obviously, they're trying to surround him with shooters. Is that what he's saying? Like, okay, we pulled the trigger. We made some things happen. It's been impressive how aggressive y'all have been and creative you have been, but I still want more.
I mean, they can only do so much because they only have so much money and there's so many guys out there. But can we all agree he's not finishing his career in Milwaukee? He's not.
I don't know, Chew.
No, he's not.
Well, let me ask you this: if they win a title,
the Dame Lillard stretching it out is going to hamper. It's going to $20 million. What does $20 million a year get you as far as a player? A pretty damn good player? Who's a player in the NBA making $20 million? Because that's the issue. They're not going to be able to get him. I don't care if the salary cap goes up. You know, they're still going to be $20 million in the hole. You know, and would you agree that there is a point in time that you should trade him because he's going to lose value? I mean, he's 32. When he's 36, he's still going to be good, but he's not going to be able to dominate.
I'm not as obstinate on that as you are.
No?
I'm not as hard to the hole on that as you are. I think there is a part of the Bucks and even a part of Giannis that thinks he could finish his career in Milwaukee. He could be one of those guys who plays wire to wire with one team. He's talked about other guys in the league who have done that. And so there's a part of me that feels like he kind of aspires to that. his hope is always that the Bucks maintain their competitiveness, that they continue putting rosters on the floor that can compete in the East and can compete for titles. But I guess I'm very curious what our loyal listeners heard when Giannis said that, because there's been a bunch of different interpretations, right? I see it up on the television screens above me occasionally, like Giannis makes a commitment to Milwaukee, or Giannis probably staying in Milwaukee, which is what he said, but it's being interpreted differently. And as someone in Milwaukee, Chew, I guess I just wanted it to be a little clearer. I didn't want there to still be this wishy-washiness of probably, we'll see, I love Milwaukee.
Yeah, I don't see it as I just think he's enjoying the ride. But back to his game is not going to age well. Sorry, it's just not. He's not going to be able to do what he does now in 5 years. And he can't shoot. He's not a very good shooter.
Well, his improvement from mid-range would be something that indicates he at least would have some, as he loses the explosiveness, because that was a big improvement recently from Giannis. But yeah, unless he learns how to really shoot a three-pointer.
Because Father Time's undefeated. He wins every time.
You can, as much as they don't look alike, you could compare it to like a Russell Westbrook, where there's still use and there's still value there, even as they slow down or lose a step or lose some of that explosiveness, but it's not the same game. I looked at the names. I think you're going to be surprised by the names that were in the $20 million range.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about the NBA here, which is something in and of itself. The guys around $20 million are Alex Caruso, Josh Hart, Alonzo Ball, Jared Allen, Jacob Poeltl, Malik Monk, Marcus Smart.
Wow.
And those are what kind of players?
Role players.
Role players. Yeah.
On their respective teams.
Just because the guys...
Contributors, no doubt, contributors, but role players.
Yeah. I mean,
not superstars. You know, and again, Josh's point is the money in the NBA is out of control. Yes. Is basically the point that he's trying to make there. Alex Caruso, $20 million. Again, on a championship team.
But he was good at one point in time, wasn't he?
He was very effective for the Thunder.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not a guy that you get and you necessarily think this is going to totally, like, if you just copy and pasted him to the Bucks, you think they're better and they're improved, but you're not going, well, this puts him as championship.
But there is a part of me, Chew, to your point about the $20 million, the chain around their neck over the next 5 years because of the Dame Lillard wave.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what is it? Wave and stretch. I keep trying to think of what I said when we first did it, the jazzercise move. Wave and stretch. Wave and stretch. Okay. I do, yes, but I also think, like, look at the team-friendly deals that you got a bunch of these guys to sign. They can still incentivize guys to sign for less than maybe the market dictates because you have the opportunity to play with Giannis and compete for a title. And that's very enticing for some of these young players. Now, it won't always work.
No,
It won't work for everybody, but there is a group of players out there that you can still get to agree to what works for your team's budget because Giannis is there. Again, I don't want to sit here and be like, rake Giannis over the coals. I don't want to sit here and be like, I'm getting fed up with the whole thing because I'm not there. But I didn't love probably will see I love Milwaukee. Again, point blank question, are you staying? It's July 11th, right? Today's the 11th? I don't even know.
Yeah, today's the 11th.
But I'm ready for the yes. Yeah, we're going to do this thing. We're going to compete for a title. I love what the Bucks front office has done. I love how they've made us more competitive. I love the creativity they've used. I want to be a Milwaukee Buck. We're going to win. Something along those lines instead of the I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
Well, how serious was the Knicks deal? They didn't really dive into who was going where or draft picks, right? Didn't Giannis just say the Bucks or the Knicks wanted him?
Yeah, or people were trying to get him to go there. I don't know what that means, if that was people on the internet, if that were people in his circle, if that were people on the Knicks recruiting. I don't know exactly what that means. But he was linked there from the very beginning, like when this all started.
Yeah.
Well, and some of it, I'm sure, goes back to he has said that he loves playing at the Garden, right? And so people are going to pick at information that is confirmation bias, that sort of defends a position that they are holding. And if you want Giannis to go to the Knicks and you hear him say, I love playing at the Garden, you're like, oh, there it is. Boom. That's obviously carries more weight than maybe it does elsewhere. Lots of reaction rolling in on the YouTube stream, which frankly, Joshy, I don't have access today to the talk and text line, the carbless talk and text line. So if you see anything there that you want to bring into the show, please feel free to bring that in. But No Nothing Jon Snow says, thank God the Bucks won it all in 21 or he'd likely already be gone. Chances he stays his entire career are greater than leaving. And I like that for our Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll, Joshy. I like which has greater odds or which do you think is more likely? Giannis playing his entire career in Milwaukee or eventually leaving? And I'm curious how people interpreted the probably will see I love Milwaukee. Because I just think it could have been a little bit more definitive. And the way I interpret it is if you are still being, I don't know, we'll see, it's because you still want the front office to make another move. You still want them to, play to the whistle sort of thing. And if there are guys out there, if there are moves to still be made, Giannis is still putting pressure on them to make those moves to lock him up, at least for the foreseeable future. 800-990-3776. That's our carbless talk and text line. You can always get it on the YouTube stream as well. That's at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. We will take a break. Still a lot of stuff to get to this morning. We talked to Jason a little bit about these rankings for the Green Bay Packers. We'll get to that as the show rolls on. And Joshy, I was going to give you a little read here this morning. You ready for it?
No.
What?
What am I supposed to be doing?
You're supposed to say, yes, I'm ready for the read.
I don't even know what read we're talking about, Jen.
We have enjoyed having Professional Construction Inc. It was a stall tactic, Josh. You stay with me here. We have enjoyed having Professional Construction Inc. do a lot of our home improvement projects. We actually have a door that we have covered up with plywood that we need turned into a window that we are going to call our friends at PCI to help us get taken care of, and they can do the same for you guys. Maybe it's not a door that you're converting to a window, but whatever your project is, your remodel, your home addition, or building a brand new home. Mike and Michelle operate a family-owned company. They believe in building relationships. Heck, they've been doing it for 20 years, and they're really, really good at it. So learn more about what PCI can do for you guys at their website. It's professionalconstructioninc.com, professionalconstructioninc.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Escape to Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at LakeLawnResort.com.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I was pretty hungry and looking at a menu when I named my boat Change Your Tuna. The backup names were Trick or Trout, I Salmonly Swear, and, oh, it gets worse, New Squid on the Block. It wasn't my best day.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it. And start with a quote from Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help.
From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Evan Cohen here. According to a recent ZipRecruiter survey, 76% of employers plan to expand headcount for 2025. If you're one of these employers, add ZipRecruiter's latest feature, Zip Intro, to your hiring plan. It does most of the work for you, so you save time. Just pick a time, and Zip Intro finds and schedules qualified candidates for you. You can even meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL. Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And then you have Raj, who I didn't think he just didn't have the body type of a right tackle.
I have a question. I have a question. Who the hell are you talking about?
What's his name? Yash.
Raj? Like, I was thinking, okay.
Who's Raj? You tell us, buddy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Ever been close to tragedy? Close to folks.
Adam Sandler is coming to Milwaukee, and right now is your chance to win tickets. We're giving away 2 tickets to see Adam Sandler, You're My Best Friend, live at the Fiserv Forum Sunday, October 5th. Caller number 412.
Okay, this is a legal contest we have to do.
Sorry, caller number 7.
Caller number
Just
7.
wanted to make sure you were awake. Caller 7 right now wins 2 tickets to see Adam Sandler on Sunday, October 5th at Fiserv Forum.
Absolute lunatic over there. Good grief.
I just
Joshy,
wanted to see if
this
he
is
was
a
paying
legal
attention.
contest. We have to do a reasonable number. Guys, I'm watching the new season of Quarterback on Netflix. It follows last season of Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, and again, Kirk Cousins. We watched Kirk Cousins a couple of years ago when he was obviously on the Vikings. This has transitioned to Atlanta. And in the first episode, Chew, that I watched on the plane yesterday, Joe Burrow tells the audience he doesn't know how to use his washing machine. Fair or foul to be, I don't even know how old he is. How old is Joe Burrow? 25 at this point? We got to look it up. And not know how to use a washing machine.
That's foul. Totally foul.
I tend to agree. The fact that my 7-year-old can throw her hamper full of clothes into the washing machine, throw a couple tabs in, and turn the dial to normal and hit start leads me to believe that Joe Burrow should be able to. If you can read a playbook, you should be able to run a washing
all right,
machine.
Can I ask you a question? Because I don't get credit a lot at home. Okay? So if I do the laundry, if I go to the hampers and put the clothes in the washer and then put them in the dryer and then put them in the basket but don't fold it, what percentage of that is doing laundry?
Well, I think you've done 75%, haven't you?
I don't get credit. She's like, no, that's not doing laundry because folding's the hardest. I'm like, no, it's not. Just because I can't fold?
What do you mean you can't fold?
No, I can't fold.
What does that mean?
I can't
you
do
can't
it.
fold? Like
Cannot
you've got a
do it.
mental block? Because physically, Chew, you used to catch touchdown passes over the middle on an NFL field. I got a feeling you can fold towels.
No, I can fold it. I can't fold shirts. Shirts are so difficult to fold. I don't know how to do it. It looks terrible. They're a mess. I can't fold sheets.
Well, is it a fitted sheet? Because no one can fold a fitted sheet.
Yeah.
So a flat sheet, which is just a big towel. So if you've got the towel down, I think you can handle the sheet.
What else? Underwear? How do you fold underwear?
Well, some people don't fold underwear.
I
Some
don't.
people
I
just
just
throw
throw it.
underwear into an underwear drawer, and you just reach in and grab a pair of underwear.
Yeah, I don't get credit for it, and I think I'm doing most of the work.
Why don't you fold everything but the shirts?
I don't want to.
There it is.
Why don't you hang stuff?
Because I'm good with 75%.
Okay.
Exactly. You think you've done the job, and your wife is correct that you have not. Because you haven't taken it to the goal line, buddy. This is like a touchdown drive, man. You got to cross the goal line.
Well, then I would rather be on the other end.
Meaning?
I would rather just do the folding and not have to do all the other stuff.
Make that arrangement with your wife. Make that arrangement. Have her throw the laundry in and then say, but I'll fold everything. My guess is you're bluffing. My guess is you're bluffing about wanting to fold the laundry. You'd rather.
A little bit. And then the other thing is, I am not responsible for dry cleanable clothes if you put them in the hamper.
That is 100%. I will agree with that. I agree with that. Because Dario and I sometimes, and we haven't lately because we've gotten better at communicating this, but he would have clothes he did not want dried. Right? He was afraid they would shrink in the dryer, certain materials. But if his clothes were left in the washing machine and someone else was coming up the backside of the conveyor belt, we would move his clothes into the dryer. And then he would get frustrated because things that he didn't want dried would get thrown in the dryer and there'd be shrinkage and all of that stuff. So he now says, please don't put the clothes that are in the washing machine in the dryer. Throw them into a laundry basket, and I'll hang them when I get home.
Okay.
And that helps.
Another question. I know you cannot wash colors with whites.
Well, good, because, again, my 7-year-old knows that.
Yeah, but you can dry whites with colors.
I wouldn't.
I do. And I get yelled at. Josh, where are you? Can you?
I don't pay attention to whites or darks or any of that anymore.
Really?
Even when you wash them?
Yeah, no, not.
I always separate.
I have tried to be told to separate them, and sure, your whites might stay white a little bit longer.
Correct.
Yeah,
but it isn't really.
So
I'm not
you think
wearing a
it's
whole lot of white.
overrated then, huh?
Yes.
Again, it just depends on how dingy you're okay. Dingy is a weird word, by the way. Dingy you want your whites to be. If you're okay with your whites being a little off-white, then yeah, who cares, right? Some people don't care about their undies or their socks. But like I wear a lot of white T-shirts or white tank tops. I want them to be crisp, sparkling white. So I throw them in with my whites and I throw a little bleach in there. Little teaspoon of bleach.
My sneakers. I wash my sneakers probably, I don't know, once every 3 weeks.
But then you don't dry your sneakers, right?
No, I put them outside.
Yes, exactly. That's the hack. Most people don't know that. Is it okay that at 28 years old, Joe Burrow revealed on the new quarterback season on Netflix, he doesn't know how to use his washing machine? Are we okay with that?
No.
I feel like it's a little man baby.
That's a little bougie.
Right? It's a little NFL boy is what it is,
definite
Chew.
NFL boy.
NFL boy.
Yeah,
that's
that
right.
is- yes. Yeah.
Which you would think that you sympathize with.
I'm trying to think if I've ever been there. I didn't really start doing laundry until about 10 years ago.
Then yes. Then the answer is yes. You have been there. The second season of Quarterback is now on Netflix. I got to tell you guys, Jared Goff, very likable guy. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy after this. Stick around.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
A couple of accidents near the Mitchell Interchange. One on the northbound side, just north of the Mitchell Interchange itself. We do have the two left lanes with a crash there. On the southbound side, heading into the Plainfield curve, we've got the left shoulder blocked. Actually, the left lane's blocked right now because the tow truck's on scene to try and get that out of there. So that's going to be affecting your ride heading through those areas. And northbound 41, still dealing with an accident right about at Mayfair Road. We've got the vehicles off on the right shoulder. Beyond that, delays stretch all the way up to Hampton. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, warm and humid. Afternoon thunderstorms are likely, a high of 83. Tonight, chance of showers or storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 70. Weather's brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The open road is calling, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This July, you could burn rubber on a custom Harley-Davidson in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Play with your rewards card all July for entries. Thursday drawings for extra cash and reward play. Fire up your fantasy. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I don't know. I was just rooting that you were going to somehow spell over wrong.
Okay, I'm not going to spell it for spite.
So where do you want to eat?
Feels like an Arby's night.
Arby's, beef and cheese, and do you believe in God?
It's not like a word like knife where you could mess it up. Like,
well, I know, that's why it would have been funny.
Over.
I mean, is there really a need for the K? Yes.
Oh, so you're pretty religious.
That's right.
When you think about it.
Yes.
When God was making the alphabet or spelling words, why did he put a K there?
You think God
Just
created
in
Okay, all right, all right. I don't want to get into theology.
Yeah, Catholic boy over here.
I don't want to
God
dive
created
into
the heavens
But
and
think
earth.
about it.
So is it a problem that I'm not really religious?
Not for me.
Why not?
I'm not the one going to hell.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but running his mouth.
Hour of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. Craig Karmazin coming up. We Can Reach You coming up. We also asked you, is it fair or foul that Joe Burrow revealed he doesn't know how to use his washing machine? Come on, man. You got to know how to use a washing machine. If my 7-year-old can manage to use a washing machine, I feel like you should be able to as well. Joshy, I did not get a chance to listen to the national anthem that you sent to us. Is this something that we should reveal on the show? Is this something we should play and have our reaction go live on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we've become the foremost experts in listening to and breaking down some of the national anthems that happen. I do have a lot of context to add after it, but I just want everyone to listen and put themselves at, I don't know, an Orioles game listening to this.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight has gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight all the ramparts we watched.
Sounds like Aaron Neville.
I don't know who that is. And then it just carries on much like that.
I mean, it doesn't bother me. It's
What do you
different.
mean it doesn't bother?
I think it's pretty cool.
Chewy's like points for creativity.
Yeah. Josh, you find a song, Aaron Neville, and it sounds like Aaron. Nah, I mean, it's a little.
I understand what you're
technotronic.
saying about Aaron Neville. Yep.
So this person who did this is Dan Deacon. This is a famous composer and artist known for his like live performances of electronic music. Legendarily and sort of let's say urban myth status, his Drinking from Cups video, which is the lizard that is just kind of stream of consciousness talking about stuff that has been viewed like 20 million times. It's like Internet 1.0 stuff. So like this is a respected artist. It's just when you think national anthem, you don't think somebody singing through their computer.
But that's what I was going to say. It's auto-tuned, right?
So it's not auto-tuned as much as it is through some sort of synthesizer where it's like attached to him and digitizing his voice as he
Where
sings.
is it attached? Is it attached on like his vocal cords?
Yes.
Weird.
Why, you don't like it?
You did?
Doesn't bother me. What about when they do it with a guitar? Does that bother you?
No, but to be honest with you, that actually sounded more guitar than it did voice, than it did
A
vocal.
little bit. I thought it was pretty cool.
Listen, if you think about how many times the national anthem is sang, think of every live sporting event, think of everyone that is going on each day, think of all the baseball games and all the basketball games and all of the events. Like, they all sort of run together. There is a part of me, Chew, that respects I don't want to call it a hustle, but there's a part of me that respects the creativity and that respects the uniqueness enough that of all the national anthems that were likely sung, let's just pick, what day was this? Yesterday? Was this yesterday, Joshy?
Yes.
This is the only one that we're talking about. You know, we're talking about standing out, being a disruptor. This guy's a disruptor.
I mean, this isn't Roseanne Barr and it's not Carl Lewis, who are absolutely horrible. I just think it's different.
I do think there's a level here of he wasn't making a joke of the national anthem, which you could probably say Roseanne was with the way she approached it. It's just his style of music, for most of us, is not one we hear often. I immediately recognize Dan Deacon just because of some of the things he's done throughout his career. But I understand why hearing that would make people stop, because you could see people in the crowd. Some were like, yeah, this is great. And others were like, what the hell am I watching?
Well, let me ask you this. I'm sure we all have some form of Sonos or something like that in the house, or speaker. You guys ever listen to jazz or classical? Because sometimes I do. I mean, I love New Orleans jazz. It's great.
It's a different style of music.
Having a hard time seeing the connection.
Another style of music.
Right, but
because you don't like it doesn't mean someone else doesn't like it.
So Chewy, here's the thing. Like, it doesn't bother me, but there was a visceral reaction on social media. There are people who feel very strongly that the national anthem needs to be delivered in a certain manner that denotes respect, that recognizes what the national anthem represents, and that, you know, and so that's why, even like you mentioned, Roseanne Barr, even some of these people who have taken liberties with the song, there's always going to be a portion of the population that connects patriotism to the way it is delivered, and if you deviate too far from the norm, it is interpreted as disrespectful. You're saying that's too far.
I mean, some people like that kind of music, so why can't they be afforded to listen to something like that?
Let me ask you a question. What if somebody started rapping the national anthem?
As long as they did it, is it IPT? OPT?
In poor taste? What are you saying?
No, what's the other one? In good taste. I don't know. That blew up in my face right there.
In poor taste is what you're going for. That's IPT.
Yeah, as long as they didn't do it in IPT. Then,
You don't say
then I'm
in.
fine
If you
with it.
use the I, that's redundant.
Let's go to break. What happened there? Josh, it's like my crotch on the air yesterday. Hey, thanks for the help.
What?
Thanks for the help.
What just happened? Why are we talking about your crotch all of a sudden?
Because someone said the way I was sitting, and they Snapchatted the screen, said, Chewy, cross your legs, I can see your tonsils. Where were you on that one, DS?
I didn't see it happen.
Listen, he's like pulling back the curtain in a epic Wizard of Oz kind of way here. So yes, we did receive a note in the YouTube stream that said the way Chewy was sitting in those famous popular chairs out at the Pella Experience were showing off his footballs. Yes, we did receive that note. I didn't know it was going to go to air. I didn't know we'd be talking about your crotch, and now I want to go to break.
Here's the problem.
Yes, please tell me what the problem is.
No one helps me out on the show. So to promote Pella, I was screwing around in putting, right? And I did it 3 times. And it's got to be Ashton. It's got to be Ashton. Because they showed my worst putt. They didn't show my best putt. They showed my worst putt. So no one's helping me out on
That was
this
a
show.
yank job.
I have Sorry, I have one ally who's gone, and I can't wait for him to come back.
Who, Gabe?
Yes.
All right. Well, that's very nice of you to say about
I think Gabe would make you post that one. I mean, you yanked that thing to the moon.
It was my first one. The putter was 7 inches long.
It was very short for as tall as you are.
Excuses.
You were using a
I
short
want
putter.
grinders.
I grinded back. I could have walked away and said, no more putts, but I took another 2 and nailed it. Was that you that posted that one?
I did not.
Who did it?
I
don't know.
Yeah,
I know
Josh,
it wasn't Maddie. Maddie would never do that to me.
I don't know about that.
Maddie's all about good content.
Yeah,
so.
content's first.
I've got a lot of problems with you people.
I can't believe we were talking about your footballs on the radio. Good grief. I assume Craig Karmazin is coming in studio very soon, so we will chat with Craig Karmazin right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
A couple of accidents near the Mitchell interchange. One on the northbound side, just north of the Mitchell interchange itself. We do have the 2 left lanes with a crash there. On the southbound side, heading into the Plainfield curve, we've got the left shoulder blocked. Actually, the left lane's blocked right now because the tow truck's on scene to try and get that out of there. So that's going to be affecting your ride heading through those areas. And northbound 41, still dealing with an accident right about at Mayfair Road. We got the vehicles off on the right shoulder. Beyond that, delays stretch all the way up to Hampton. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, warm and humid. Afternoon thunderstorms are likely, a high of 83. Tonight, chance of showers or storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 70. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin, where everything is better at the lake. Dive into endless outdoor activities, including boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the serene Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind in the award-winning Calidora Spa. Enjoy gourmet meals at 1878 on the lake, casual bites at the Lookout Bar and Eatery, and sweet treats at the Isle of Capri Cafe. Explore Delavan Lake's stunning shores and historic landmarks from the comfort of their 76-foot cruise boat, the Lake Lawn Queen. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Kyle Brust-Norman's Ben Brust here for Grimal and Associates Insurance. They do what anyone with a growing family, like myself, does. Protect what matters most. Grimal and Associates specializes in coverage that's tailored exactly to you. Clients aren't just policies, they're part of their community. Personalized American Family Insurance back service, expert guidance, and genuine commitment. Grimal and Associates focuses on building trusted relationships and providing peace of mind. The same values they've had for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area. Connect with Grimal and Associates at teamgrimal.com.
Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project this year? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com. Also brought to you by Lakeland Supply. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com.
You look different.
So, Jason.
I won't mock Jason. I'm not going to get sucked into this. There's nothing that stands out about Jason that would be easy to mock right now.
No, but you
there.
look different than Jason Wilde. Craig Karmazin joining us now on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. All right, Craig, I want to start with the Giannis stuff, right? We've been watching it, following it all summer long, to varying levels. I think I'm here in Bristol right now, and nationally, the storylines and narratives are different than they are in Milwaukee. That's to be understood. But Giannis goes on this stream with speed, and he says, well, let's just play the audio for it. Josh, you got the audio that we can play for Craig?
He does.
LA, the tax is bad. New York, tax is bad.
Yeah.
Hell no.
A lot of people tried to convince me to go and play there and stuff.
Oh, no. No. So you staying in Milwaukee?
Probably. We'll see. Probably. I love Milwaukee.
What do you make of it, Craig?
I think it's the same thing we've experienced for the last 13 years. I don't know. As I've told you from my first Jen, Gabe, and Chewy experience, actions are that he wants to be in Milwaukee and that he's the franchise player here, and nothing else has seemed to indicate anything different. Whether it's the New York Times article, whether it's the Shams report, I don't think there's news.
I just said I thought it's his lap. When you become a free agent, you're not going anywhere, but you want to be wanted and you want to see who wants you. I think the spotlight's on him, and he's just he's not ready for it to end.
Well, I think there's also a piece, like, he saw what happened with Luka Doncic. And I, was there in Athens last week with the family and, spent some time with them. And I think, and Jen, you've read the book. I think when you come from such humble beginnings, they as a family have such a deep appreciation, but also a feeling that they are going to continue to work so hard because you never know what can be taken away. And so I think there's a part of him that part of that answer is, like, he loves Milwaukee and, and probably he'll be there forever. But I guess, whether he can control it or can't, you never know what's going to happen.
So what did you think of the cut and stretch or whatever, the Stretch Armstrong thing?
Yeah.
Wave and stretch.
What does it say?
Wave and
stretch.
Is that like the bend and snap?
Exactly. I'm trying to make it like this jazzercise move so that people remember it, right? This using a mnemonic device type of thing.
It was stunning. So I was at the podcast in Athens. It's 30 minutes before we're about to go live, Thanalysis, at this like cultural center, 1,400 Greek people to watch the 4 Antetokounmpo brothers on stage together. I text Wes Edens and say, hey, I'm with Giannis. He goes on stage in 30 minutes. Anything I should tell him or he should know before he goes on stage? And 30 seconds later, he says, look at ESPN in 1 minute. And all of a sudden, this news hits all at once. And the idea that the Bucks, and by the way, we have not had the opportunity to properly talk about Brook Lopez and his time here and everything he did to the organization. And Thanasis has called him a Hall of Famer, and I think he is when you look at his full resume. Brook Lopez unleashed Giannis in a way he had never been released before. But to bring in the best free agent in the entire class of 2025, it was so stunning, and it was a brilliant move. People will say it's a desperate move, but it's a move consistent with everything that this ownership group has done, which they have said from the time they got to Milwaukee and Wisconsin, they are going to try to compete for a championship every year. And some people might think that's crazy and think, oh, you should be trading Giannis for 10 first-round picks and rebuild. That's just not the mentality this organization has. This organization is going to optimize the roster and try to compete for a championship every year, and I love the move.
Yeah, I actually hated, if I'm being honest, Craig, the narrative, the analysis of the wave and stretch where people were calling it desperate, where people were calling it reckless. My thought was, you got to take big swings. And Giannis being in Milwaukee is a window that you're not ready to shut. And so you do whatever it takes, obviously, within, your morals and whatnot. I'm not saying that you go out and do
Jen,
nefarious things.
And
but
Jen, I just think
being creative is not a bad thing.
And I think the interesting distinction is it could get painted by the media as like, oh, they're doing this out of fear to try to keep Giannis. No, it's you have one of the best players in the world or the best player in the world. It's being, optimizing and trying to win a championship with this and putting the best players around him. And the salary cap's going to go up every year. So that amount of money that is dead on the cap ultimately becomes less and less every year. And if they had not done that, it would have been 35% of this year's salary cap would have been dead. Imagine going into a season and 35% of your salary cap, you're not going to get a single thing out of. And with the idea that same amount would have been even, I guess, the same amount as a percentage basis next year with Dame, I think the belief was, hey, let's turn that into a piece that can help us in a big way this year and for the future, right? 7-8 years younger than Brook Lopez with a very similar skill set.
But do you think they make this move without, and I asked Eric, would they have done this move if Tatum and Halliburton don't tear their Achilles?
Such a great question. I think the same move happens. I think it just is that, again, much more of an open conference to look at. And I truly believe right now when you look at it from a regular season win standpoint, the Cavs, Knicks, and Magic are the 3 best teams in the East, right? Like, I believe that. But I believe in the postseason, the Bucks can beat anyone in the East, assuming this roster comes together the way it should and assuming there is still the opportunity to add another veteran or two who could help in the postseason.
Okay, so I want to circle back to that because I said that's how I interpreted Giannis's response to Speed on the stream, which was probably, we'll see, I love Milwaukee. My interpretation of that is if there is still a move to be made, Giannis expects the Bucks to go out and make that move. That he is not yet satisfied, not yet certain that this team is the team that will give them the best chance to compete. Is that a fair interpretation of probably we'll see, I love Milwaukee?
No, I can't. I don't know how to interpret the probably. That's unfair to, he's on a live stream. So, I know he's a very well thought out guy, but I don't think he's that probably is oh, well, if Chris Paul comes, but if Bradley Beal doesn't, and I don't think it's about that at this point. I think he has seen the commitment level from the organization. I mean, the double aprons and all the things the organization's done. I heard recently that and I heard this on a podcast, so this is not anything confidential as in an ownership meeting. On a podcast, it was said the Bucks have paid $1 billion over the last 10 years in luxury tax penalties and payments, and second apron payments, over a 10-year period. It sounds like a lot of money. I mean, this team has had such a commitment to winning in a way that we've never seen a team have in the state of Wisconsin. And
so then the natural follow-up there, Craig, is why not just say yes?
I'm not Giannis, right?
Not you, but what I'm saying is, what is holding him back from simply saying yes when asked that question?
I would imagine it's the drive that he has and how he is wired, and the idea that, he does not know what the team at any point would do, right? In the same way Luka Doncic never knew he was going to be traded, and Luka Doncic thought he was secure. So I think Giannis is the person who believes that everything is earned, and each day he needs to show up and prove it to the organization, and each day the organization needs to show up and prove it to him. So I don't think again, this is my interpretation, I don't think he goes to absolute statements, because I don't think there's an upside of doing that if it at some point could be disproven and not be right.
So give us a nugget of the four brothers being on stage in Athens.
So the best. I mean, so they ask the brothers, what's the worst thing about Giannis and what's the most annoying thing about Giannis? And you're like, okay, we're going to finally find some dirt on this guy, because it's pretty tough to find something wrong. And hilarious. The brothers go down the line, and one answer is Giannis is so damn humble. He just started playing piano the other day and was great. And when I told him he was great, he was just telling me how many other people are better at piano than him. And then the next brother's like, oh, the thing about Giannis that's the worst is if you're just how are you doing today? He needs to be a deep philosopher and give you a 2.5-minute answer. But the thing that really stood out the most, and I don't have a brother. I have a lot of friends who I could consider brothers. But his brother Alex, no, wait. No, it wasn't. Which brother was on the Lakers? It was not Alex, right?
I thought it was Alex.
Was it Alex? I just don't want to mess that up as no, Kostas was on. Yeah, no, Alex is the youngest. Kostas was on the Lakers. They asked him how much crap he gave his brothers, right? I mean, Jen, think about if you're Kostas and you win a championship before Giannis and Thanasis, right? Your older brothers. I mean, Chewy, right? You'd give your brothers so much crap, right?
Sure.
And so Thanasis asks him, how much crap did you give your brothers? That you won a championship with LeBron, and Giannis hadn't even been to the championship yet. And Kostas gives the most beautiful answer. And Kostas is a funny guy who's not just saying the party line, but he basically said that Giannis and Thanasis winning the championship meant so much more to him than him winning the championship. And he was so emotional watching them that he literally during Game 6 had to turn off the TV at least 15 times during the game because he was too nervous to watch the game. And that seeing his brothers win a championship literally meant more than him winning a championship himself. And so it just was so cool, to be in a room like that with 1,400, people in a country that they had to hide, to not get killed on the way to basketball practice every day, and to know that they were not legal, Chewy, they were not legal citizens of any country, because they escaped Nigeria and born in Greece, and Giannis is born there. There's no birthright citizenship in Greece, so he was literally his entire life not a citizen
Man without a country.
of any country.
That's crazy.
And think about what that's like every day. You know, and Giannis was talking about selling the stuff on the streets and how he, by the way, the other thing, Jen, that you would have loved, the auction starts and there's not a lot of bidding right away. And Giannis isn't too competitive, right? He jumps up and ends up being the auctioneer for the entire auction. So he auctions off all 8 things on the live auction because he wanted to make sure that they raised the most money, for CAF, which is the Charles Antetokounmpo Foundation, family foundation that they named after their father. So many amazing moments, and it was really special to be there with the family in Athens.
And I believe they are efforting it to be distributed, right? We're in post-production right now, so that entire podcast will be distributed eventually.
Yep.
Thanalysis is working on Thanasis is working on that for Thanalysis. We would be remiss, Craig, if we let today come and go without mentioning that it's a big day.
It's your birthday?
This is a terrible version of Happy Birthday, by the way. Wow. That was like, what is this, lullabies for us? Dear one, Craig, it is your birthday.
Happy
it's a
birthday.
big birthday. How you feeling today on the anniversary
the 50s
of
club?
your
Yeah,
birth?
You got to be.
The 50s Club I joined about an hour ago.
Welcome aboard.
Yep. Feel great. I am not a big, one day means that much, but it's fun and it's great. And if you're friends with me, don't bother texting me. There's I like my birthday. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
I just I don't know, when someone texts you, isn't it more of a burden to have to text them back than
it's just
That's the thumbs up reaction.
I don't think you have to text back when someone says happy birthday.
You don't? But no, I agree.
Wait a minute.
If you,
No.
if
but
you
I
just
put this on the text chain. I said, what's worse? Someone that is not in your life, insignificant, that texts you happy birthday, or you not returning a text?
Right. Well, here's the question. If someone just writes happy birthday, then sure. Love sign, thumbs up, whatever's fine. But if someone writes happy birthday and then writes 2 or 3 sentences, Jen, you're saying you could then just give them a thumbs up? That's thumbs up kind of feels like an FU right there. Right?
I agree that on the birthday or on the big events, the texts become overwhelming. And I don't want to spend a chunk of my special day or whatever it may be responding to texts. So I do like the idea of the heart emoji, the heart response to show that you saw it and that you appreciate them taking time out of their day. But I think any demand or expectation that you're writing back equivalent of what they wrote to you as far as sentences go or whatnot, I think that's going too far.
The best advice Craig ever gave me, and I've, 22 years, 23 years
yeah.
I've known you?
Good.
Right out of the gate, he said, always put your enemies in your phone. That way when they call, not to answer.
Yep. I mean, because I think the instinct, Jen, right, is, oh, I'm done with that person. I'm taking them out of my phone. But then when you do that, you don't know when they're texting or calling you.
Great advice.
Craig, what are you doing for your birthday? You're not a big birthday guy, but what are you actually doing?
I'm not a big birthday guy. My daughter and I may go hit some golf balls at some point. She's getting into golf, and then she also wants to go. She also wants to go to Walmart today. She mentioned there's a few things she wants, and then we go to our tradition is she finds cool places that give you free stuff on your birthday.
Oh, okay.
And we go to those places for the free birthday treats and stuff.
Do you have any idea what's on the docket? Do you have any idea what those places are?
Well, Jen, I can't believe you, because I feel like you're always excited for 7-Eleven.
Oh my gosh, it is 7-Eleven day, isn't it?
Yeah, it is 7-Eleven, which is my birthday. So I do not know what's on the docket yet. We'll figure it out, but I assume there'll be a lot of healthy eating today, is what I can guarantee.
Nice.
Last thing for you, Craig. We were just talking a few moments ago. I'm watching quarterback. The new season is Joe Burrow and Jared Goff and another Kirk Cousins season. And Joe Burrow revealed that he doesn't know how to use his washing machine. He's 28 years old. Is that fair or foul?
Totally fair. Totally fair.
Why?
Because
28.
I know, but in this day and age now I will think he had to go to college away from home. So I don't know. And he was pre-NIL, but I feel like in today's NIL world, if you're a quarterback, like you shouldn't be like doing your laundry. Like you're being paid like $4 million a year.
Totally tracks with him. The guy's never mowed a lawn. He's never shoveled the driveway. So this is totally tracks.
I have shoveled.
Totally tracks.
I have shoveled. I have done a lot.
You are a liar.
I've done laundry. I've shoveled driveways. I have never mowed a lawn.
Okay.
In Portugal, they had these automatic, like the pool cleaners that kind of move on their own. They had lawnmowers that were just like on the ground like that.
Wait, my neighbor has one. My neighbor in my neighborhood has a robot lawnmower.
Can't do it.
They basically, it's kind of like the Roomba. You basically GPS the outline of your lawn.
Is it out there all day, every day?
All the time.
Because this thing was out there
all
nonstop.
the time.
And I was
nonstop.
I was like, this is the hardest working guy at this whole resort. It never stops.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned mowing the lawn because I screwed up on the bring into this show. So I want to shout out Landworks Landscape Services. You can get them all around southeastern Wisconsin. And if you want to learn more and see their work, go to landworkswisconsin.com. They can take care of that lawn mowing for you.
I can't even. I use Landworks, so that's part of why I don't. Not that if I didn't have them, I would. But Landworks is unbelievable. I got home from Greece, and it's July 4th. I opened the shades of my house at night, like when I got in.
Yeah.
All the lights were red, white, and blue in my they changed the color of the lights.
That's awesome.
Like my lights in my house.
Josh.
Yeah.
Like Landworks is always creative, always doing cool stuff.
Josh,
They're amazing.
Definitely not a grinder. Nothing about him says grind.
See, your definition of grinding, no. But we all know how Craig works and travels in all his life. It's just a different type of grind.
Right. I mean, Chewy, I get it. I know I've been to Greece, back to Milwaukee, to Portugal, back to Greece. And on my birthday, I'm here in office, in studio working. But I know that's not a grinder for you.
Hey, the G5, can I use it sometime?
Yeah. Dude, by the way, my way back from Portugal was United Airlines to American Airlines to Southwest Airlines, from Midway to an Uber to O'Hare to then driving back.
You're giving me anxiety just talking about it. Craig, did you happen to hear what my bill was for dinner last night at O'Hare Airport?
No.
$85.
For yourself?
Just me.
Would you ever order calamari at an airport?
Ooh, that's questionable. But you know, airports do have some pretty good stuff. Wait, Jen, what? Wait, I got to hear it. Go. I know we're really far behind, but give it to me real quick.
Calamari, $20.
Yeah.
Shrimp Caesar salad, $23. Tito's martini, $20.
That was probably the most reasonable.
20, 71 with tax plus a $14 tip, $85.
Wait, so you're solo drinking the martini, huh?
Yeah, I got there a little early, had a little time to kill.
And then did you keep it going on the plane?
No, I went to sleep. I fell asleep.
Oh, that's a good move. It's a good move. $80 well spent for a good night's sleep. I like that.
Craig Karmazin, happy birthday to you. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, we have got to get to Week in Reach You. You know what could be fun if Craig doesn't have anything going on? He could hang out with us for Week in Reach You. See if he wants to do that. And if we come back and he's not there, well, I'll understand that he said no thanks. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Still dealing with a couple of accidents in the Mitchell Interchange area. Northbound, coming up out of the Mitchell Interchange, we've got the center lane blocked with a crash. And then the southbound side, we do have the left shoulder blocked right in the Plainfield curve with another accident. Other than that, northbound 41 slowing down north of North Avenue all the way up to Capitol Drive. Southbound slowing from Silver Spring down to Capitol. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Garden. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden this summer. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Partly cloudy skies, warm and humid. Some afternoon thunderstorms are likely with a high of 83. Tonight, chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 70. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. WeatherTech Vintage Weekend is coming up July 17th through the 20th. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with zero sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Workplace stress is now a leading cause of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce feeling it more than ever. You can't escape work, but you can take small steps to take care of yourself. A walk, some sun, a favorite song, and therapy. Ongoing support to build resilience for whatever your day throws at you. Balance is tough, but getting help shouldn't be. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards. They're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel. It's a glow-up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Unbelievable that they ran all over this vaunted defense,
Why
this
did we
elite
drink the
defense.
What Kool-Aid?
Why? It was poop Kool-Aid, and we gobbled it down.
On 94.5 ESPN. Think you know the show better than the average ESPN Milwaukee fan? Now's your chance to prove it. It's time to play The Week in Rechew.
Craig is going to hang out with us for our episode of Week in Rechew. Craig, you know how this works?
Yes.
Are you confident in your guy?
I've heard the segment once or twice.
Okay.
I'm not confident in Chewy.
This is because you said he wasn't a grinder, just so you know.
No, it's because I know him.
No, with Gabe not being here, yeah. It'll be tough.
All right, I'm going to do the question asking this time around. The first one, as it usually does, begins with the audio.
Well, what'd they say earlier? He was spoogy or something like that? Well, what'd they say earlier? He was spoogy or something like that? What was the word?
What word did Pat Murphy actually use to describe Jacob Mizorowski?
Creamy?
Come on, work your way through it, Chew. What metaphor did he use? God, Joshy with the hook right away.
Did he use? It was
gooey.
Like creamy.
He said gooey.
Oh.
Because he said he is just breaking the shell. He was all arms and legs, and he still had the goo on him.
That was close. Creamy, gooey.
Jen, you still think I'm
spoogy?
You still think I'm questioning his memory out of anger or spite or retaliation?
Here's the thing. Our guy can come back. Our guy, I have known him to struggle with the first couple questions and then surprise us.
He's a grinder. He's a grinder.
I never count him out.
All right, on to the second question. What? Actually, I need to start with the audio.
I don't know if I really want to do it. It sounds like a lot of work.
What was the feat of athleticism and strength you said you could do but didn't want to do?
The bar for 2 minutes.
That is correct.
In the face.
And that was very vague.
Chewy, guess how many pull-ups I can do right now?
7.
1.
Okay. You look good for you.
Yeah, thanks.
This was because Jen was at Summerfest with her daughter trying to do it, who I believe is a gymnast, and
Are you done working out?
I work out every day.
Why can you only do one pull?
I just got a pull-up bar because I was thinking the same thing.
How about 135? Can you get that off the chest yet?
No. I don't do bench.
I got some stuff. It'll get 135 off in a week.
Are they steroids?
Not steroids.
All right. Question number 3 begins with the audio.
You're naked out there all by yourself. Oh, the pitcher. The Miz.
Don't even have to ask
See what
them.
I mean,
Dominating.
Greg?
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
See what happens when you put a little juice into the thing?
CT. Are you saying CT is really fake?
It just goes in spurts.
Okay.
You know?
Like CT, you just have to be motivated and you can get over the CT.
Well, you know the Blammer, right? You're aware of the Blammer?
Yeah.
Well, you know Blammer Thursday. A little foggy.
Yeah.
All right, we got to speed up here. We're on to number 4.
You know what I heard way too much, though? I heard it probably 5 times.
What apparently did you hear all weekend?
One more time with the audio. You know what I heard way too much, though? I heard it probably 5 times. I don't know.
That summer was over. You heard it so much over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But
Yeah.
I want to tell a quick story about Craig. And this goes to my brain. I had Craig out to the lake about 15 years ago, and he lost his phone, right? He lost his phone, and he's like, where did I lose it? Where did I lose it? So there's a bar about 2 miles away. My neighbor drives him over there. He calls me on my phone.
From my phone.
From his phone, and I say, did you find your phone?
And I was like, no,
And
they
he's
don't
like,
have
"No."
it.
I'm like, where do you think it is? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
All right, here's the last one, and for all the marbles.
Moron is an enduring.
You got a 50-50 shot. Moron is a blank term. Enduring or endearing?
Endearing. Chicken dinner. In the face. I won.
But that's not remembering something. That's a terrible question.
But we told him the answer, and he remembered the answer.
Oh, okay.
Are you just saying he guessed?
No, I'm saying he actually knew it.
Yeah.
No, but not from remembering it.
Just out of curiosity, Craig, are you comfortable with the week in Reach-You concept? Because some people are not as comfortable since it feels like we're maybe,
like
taking
my wife.
No, so here's why I am good with it, not to get too deep. But my grandmother had dementia, and whenever I was with her, I would just pepper her with questions because I feel like the more you exercise the muscle, the healthier it can be. So I think Reach-You is actually a public service that we're doing to help Mark's brain. We're not mocking him. We're just keeping his brain, the muscle going. And if I worked out the arms as much, maybe I could do more than one
There you
pull-up.
go.
Craig,
Should
thanks for
always
hanging out with
exercise
us.
your muscle.
Happy birthday. Jesus, Drew. Olgie and Tausch is next.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen